Hello. Hello, welcome back to Practical Piano. Today I'm going to be playing something new because I am bored of what I'm practicing. And I'm going to use that as a talking point here because hello, welcome back to Practical Piano. In this series, I record anytime I'm practicing so that you can watch another pianist practice and draw inspiration from that. I believe in the apprentice model where we come along with the people we want to learn from and we learn the craft almost by osmosis. I know it's really helped me to hear day to day what my mentors are up to, what they're thinking about, what they're advising. And so that's what I'm hoping to provide. Now, this is going to be about 15 minutes. When my timer goes, the video will stop abruptly and then I'll do a little outro. Otherwise, I don't edit practice because I want you to get an accurate representation of what practice looks like. Now, today, normally I would be playing scales or one of my Conservatory Canada songs, but I can feel over the last few days I am getting very bored of practicing the selection of songs that I have. And when you're bored, that's important to take into account because sometimes if you continue to push through even though you're bored, it kills your passion. So if you're bored of the music you're doing, take a break and practice something else and then come back to the music that you're doing. If you still want to. Now my goal is eventually I'm going to take the Conservatory Level 9 exam, and so I can't just drop those songs forever and not come back to them. But if you didn't have that goal, you could easily drop the songs and just move on to something new. You will only have so much to learn from a song. So once you've learned the majority of what you need to know, you can move on. Everything that you can learn in one song, you can learn in a different song. So if you're bored, move on. So I am going to practice Merry-Go-Round of Life, which is originally written by Hiyashi Joe, and this is from the Studio Ghibli music selection, which many of you are familiar with because, well, you're probably familiar with it. I imagine that people have similar tastes who have similar hobbies and interests, and so maybe you don't know Studio Ghibli music, and maybe you do. So, but it's all over YouTube. Like if you're looking for relaxing music to listen to, Studio Ghibli is some very nice, very, for the most part, beautiful and uplifting music. Some of it is not, but some of it is not uplifting, but it's all beautiful. Now this is the Howl's Moving Castle original soundtrack. And this particular arrangement is by Pianicast, although I've changed some stuff on the 3rd page and on the 4th page because I prefer to play it a different way. So I'll put the link for Pianicast's version down below, and I'll put a link to the Studio Ghibli music, the original music, which is Hiyashi Joe's original music, which is on Amazon. And so I'll put a link to that as well in the description. And I might put a link to like good Studio Ghibli music to listen to if you're chilling out. It's very pleasant. Okay, now there's one more thing that I want to talk about before I actually start playing, which is I haven't played this song in almost a year. I love it to bits, but I haven't practiced it in a while. And so how do you practice when you've dropped the song for a while and you're coming back to it? And the number one tip I'm going to give you on that is practice like you've never seen it before, like you're reading it brand new. you don't know what you're doing, because you're going to want to go to the song as if you know what you're doing. And if you do that, you're going to play too fast and you're going to forget some things. Whereas if you start out slow, you're going to be careful and read all your notes. You're going to make fewer mistakes, which will be a better start to your repractice of this song. I'm going to double check that this is filming. I'm a little paranoid that it's not. 1 second. Is it? Oh yeah, it is. Okay, good. So I'm going to go ahead and play, and I'm going to go slow and careful. I kind of want to go fast to give you an idea of like what it looks like when you don't really know what you're doing. Actually, let's do that. I'm going to contradict the advice I just gave you, and I'm going to play as if I know the song, and we'll see how well it goes. Okay, this is impressive. I've retained a bit. I think that was my first mistake. That was right. Okay, and there I'm going to stop. That is actually a good example. So you can hear that I know quite a few of the notes, but there's a lot of places where I'm stopping and hesitating. And there's places where I'm going to play something. I'm playing the right thing, but I don't know that it's right. So that's the way that you don't want to practice when you're coming back to something that you used to know, because there are so many missing pieces. Now I'm going to practice the way that I would advise you to practice if you're coming to something new, which is slow, be careful, one thing at a time, just like if you're reading it from scratch. That's a high D, and it's written to be this D, but I have to play it up here because it's got an 8VA symbol over it. I'm going to show you that on the screen. This will be helpful if you're a beginner. This symbol 8VA means you play one octave higher than written. So the first D that they show is not the middle C D. It's not the next D up. Normally it's this D, but because it has an 8VA, it's not even this D, it's that D. flat in the key signature. It's easy to miss your sharps and flats that are in the key signature unless you write them in. And in this case, because I'm treating this song like it's brand new, like I don't know what I'm doing, I'm gonna write in that E flat for future me who doesn't know what she's doing. It's good to take into account the level that you're at. It's good to see your skills accurately. And so, because if you need help, you need to recognize that you need help. If you can't recognize it, you won't get the help, and then you can't improve. So when you see that you make errors, recognize that you need to fix them, or that you need to provide yourself a resource to help you find this particular thing in the future. D first. D and D together. E flat and G. I'm going to practice this hand separate, because that's how I memorized it, was at first hand separate and then together. I just figured out by taking this hand separate that I played this first 1 octave too high. It's no longer under an 8 VA, so I should play it as written. And this is the kind of thing that taking a hands together practice and taking it instead of hands together, doing just one hand might help you find your errors better, because you have less to concentrate on, so you can see when you've got something wrong. Let's do that again. Very nice. Is that right? That's G, D, G. That's right. Nice. Okay, do it again. I need to go slower there because I'm not quite sure what I'm playing.